Welcome to Amy Kardashian and the Expert Show, where the experts share their knowledge, wisdom, and powerful insights to help you transform your business and personal life. On this show, we cover business, finance, health and beauty, inspirational stories, just to let you see your life in a whole different perspective so you can take action towards a better life. I am your host, Amy Kardashian, not Kardashian. On this show, we have, on this segment, I have a wonderful guest with me. Her name is Cynthia DeBoer. And Cynthia, she's going to talk about how to successfully live in a monocular world. Very interesting subject. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with you.
Oh, well, I appreciate you so much because I have known you for a while now, and I know that you overcame a lot of things. And before I give them away, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as of a couple years ago, I became an inspirational speaker and author of Me, Myself, and I, which is about the realities of living with a prosthetic eye. I'm also an advocate for prosthetic eyes, as well as helping people preserve the eyesight that they have. To get to this point was a very long journey. Mm-hmm. I was born with a lot of birth defects, including a heart problem and glaucoma. So by the time I was 6 years old, I had undergone 2 heart surgeries.
Wow.
The first one at 2 weeks of age, the next one at 6 years, 3 eye surgeries. I'd flatlined 3 times, been on a ventilator. My parents were very young, and they were told that I was going to be blind, retarded, and never reach the age of 16.
And now you have a book.
Yes.
So you're sharing your knowledge and wisdom with other people, how to overcome all these obstacles and still sitting here, really, and inspiring people and giving them tools how to live in a difficult life, that you have to overcome.
Well, I think that anyone that you meet out there is facing something, and a lot of it I refer to as invisible disabilities. A lot of people will look at me and they will think I'm fine. But again, I've had a lot of health issues. I've had 13 surgeries up to this time in my life, and my left eye is prosthetic. I lost it when I was 17 due to a retinal detachment. So when people see me, they don't see that. It's just like anyone.
Invisible.
Yes, it's an invisible disability. That comes also with people that may have a mental illness. They may be fighting abuse of some sort. They may have, a prosthetic leg. They may have a hearing problem. You're not going to know these things. So I think through everything that I went through, I learned so much about looking deeper, not judging that book so much by the cover, but really wanting to connect with each individual person and find out what their triumphs and their struggles were. You can learn so much from one another if we just take a little bit of time and don't make those snap decisions about someone.
Obviously. So today you are a speaker, and you go out and speak about your challenges and how you give them techniques. What do you?
Yes, I do. I feel that there are 3 things in this life that everyone needs, no matter what challenge you may be facing. And the first one, of course, is knowledge. Because knowledge leads to understanding. We all want to be understood, and we want to understand what we're going through. That then leads to compassion. And compassion for another person is so vitally important. The next is faith. And I'm not talking about a specific religion, but the belief that you are going through this for a reason. A reason you may never know, but it's a reason nonetheless. And finally, a sense of humor. Not only about what you're going through, but about yourself. I mean, I'm legally blind, I'm blonde, and I have 1 eye. So you can imagine the jokes I've heard. And if I didn't learn to laugh at myself.
This is not laughable, but it is when I see you right here.
Yeah.
And then see how many people really read the book in different ways. Like they look at you, they don't expect you to be what you can be, and you're like, no, I have more than you think I am.
Right.
It's
right.
Awesome.
And
how did you find that? How did you find the strength to always look at life in a positive way?
I think a lot of it, everybody talks about the bullying and the teasing and all of that. And if you use it to your advantage, and, for instance, a handicap is defined as either an added advantage or a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to choose to make that an advantage and find the positives of it. By being teased, I had Coke bottle glasses, I was a chunky kid, I have scars from heart surgeries, you name it. I mean, kids will find any reason in the world,
To tell
your
you
nose
what's
is too
wrong.
big, your nose is too little, you wear glasses, you wear braces, whatever it is, And what I found from that is that through that, when they were trying to make me feel bad, I kind of put that mirror up and kind of reflected it back on them, because they were trying to make themselves feel better by making me feel less.
So you understood that, and when you understand that, when other people trying to make you feel, not good, then you'll be able to really stand up for yourself.
You're able to stand up for yourself, but more than that, you're able to just kind of let it roll off your back. And in that sense too, you almost develop compassion for the people that are being mean to you, because what are they going through that they feel they have to do this?
They have to put you down in order for them to feel better.
Right. And so learning that early on with all of the things that I went through, I think that was it. I'm very stubborn. My husband will gladly attest to that. But I think having a really willpower to be there for your family or for a friend, and if you can give yourself and your thoughts to help someone else, what you get back is more than tenfold.
Priceless.
It is.
Priceless.
It's totally priceless.
So when we come back, we're going to go on a very short commercial, but when we come back, we are going to talk about the subject. You chose this subject, and I'm really interested to talk about how to successfully live in a monocular world.
Okay.
Really, we all are living in we have a different mindset, and we see life differently than what really reality is.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about that.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lee Metz, CEO and founder of Skin Fitness here in Las Vegas. We've been serving Las Vegas for over 17 years. We're proud to announce we just won 2017 Spa of the Year by Image International. That's the skincare company of the Miss Universe pageant. We offer exclusive treatments like our Time Eraser facial, which uses multiple modalities and literally erases time. Our Pore Purge, which is the ultimate in hygiene, and our Fire and Ice facial, which literally removes and soothes the skin at the same time. Come see us at our new location here in Village Square. We look forward to seeing you soon.
And we are back with Cynthia DeBoer, and we're talking about how to successfully live in monocular world. And this subject is really deep, because really we all see life differently, and sometimes it's not reality. So why you chose this subject?
Okay. Well, being someone that's seeing monocularly means with one eye. And so when you have a prosthetic, you are viewing the world from a totally different point of view. I have no peripheral vision on this side, and so you learn to use some of your other senses just a little bit more. It's no different than any other loss or any other disability, because you have to understand, to be successful, you have to understand where you're coming from and what you're going to go through. There are things like phantom pain. There's grief. You're going to go through the whole thing of the grieving process, because it is a loss, and it doesn't matter if it's a leg, if it's your hearing, whatever it is. Again, it might be something that's completely invisible to the rest of the world. But if your friends and your family don't understand that, today you're a little snarky because you've had a rotten day and your vision's crappy and you just don't know what to do, if they understand that that's part of the grieving process, it not only helps you because they can, walk around a little more gingerly, but it can also help them understand what you're going through. Through my whole life, I have always tried to keep everything to myself because I never wanted anyone to worry about me. And a couple years ago, I was sitting in an ocularist office. For those who don't know, that's a medical artist. They're people that make prosthetic eyes, and they actually help make us whole again. And this woman was sitting out front, ready to receive the first eye she'd ever had, and she was terrified. And I went out and spoke to her and told her some of the things that she was going to face. And this person that was arms crossed, legs crossed, head down, she just opened up like this glorious flower, got up and went to meet her new world, feeling more confident. And that was the point that the writer that I'd always been took off that little brave soldier hat and decided to share what I knew. This is decades of learning and living to understand about disabilities and about how you can use it to your advantage. You can learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I could relate to that. Today is not about me, but I could relate to that. Maybe some of you guys could relate to that because we all have some weaknesses somewhere. It's hidden. I don't have anything wrong with my eyes or my ears or anything, but I have severe dyslexia, which is prevents me, if I'm not, especially I'm not in the right frame of mind to read or write. And that is very hidden, painful thing. So I did exactly what you were saying. Sometimes it's hidden, you don't see it. But by the way, I don't see any difference. Your eyes look beautiful.
Yes. Well, I was
Really?
very lucky because I did not lose my eye to an accident. Again, I was born with glaucoma and ended up losing it to a retinal detachment. But there are others out there that, have been in a car accident or whatever, and then they have to have part
Visible.
facial,
Yeah.
and you can really see it. And again, then you're dealing with a whole other set of issues. Speaking with the Veterans Administration, I've been asked to speak to a low vision group there. But I also want to speak to anyone who has had any kind of disability, even the PTSD people, because this is something that we as a nation and we as fellow human beings, we need to open our hearts to each
help
other.
others. Yeah. And the reason I was sharing that I had dyslexia because that's my weakness. But I chose not to focus on my weaknesses and focus on my other strength that I have to be where I am today. So yes, we do have, when you're weak in one area, you do have other strength. But
Exactly.
then if you say focus on the weaknesses you have, then it's going to take you down. Is that what we're saying?
It's definitely that. I mean, there is no one out there. I mean, the word perfect, I think, should really just be erased from our language because honestly, we're all perfect in this moment.
And the moment and the way we are, we're perfect. We've been given these weaknesses for a reason.
Well, exactly. And somebody will say, oh, Joe's perfect for Joan, but Joe wouldn't be perfect for Sue or somebody else. So the thing is understanding that in this moment in time, you are the best you can be. And those weaknesses also give you the strength because without your dyslexia, you would not have the compassion for other people that are perceived to have a learning disability. I would not have the compassion for other people that had other disabilities. Those become strengths if we allow them to
be. And also, I wouldn't reach out to other people who can help me. So I will not be using other people's strength to get me to where I need to be. So we use each other. I mean, we can't be everything. So
well, the other side of it
that.
too is if you think about something, it's as parents and grandparents and all of that, we go out and we buy this special gift for a birthday or whatever, and we give it to this person. Well, this person is very grateful for that, but the joy that we get from it is enormous. And there's one quote by a man named Steve DeVito, and he says, and it was related to physical fitness, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So I've always kept that in mind to just be a better person and really care for others.
Okay, so for now, can you give us, because we're running out of time, can you give us your website or how people can connect with you to get you to speak at their events? Or
I have my website. It's Me, Myself, and I, and that's EYEbook.com. And then you can also reach me through email, and it's the same, just at gmail.com. I am open to all kinds of help. I will speak on pretty much anything. I just want to help people.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, sharing your weaknesses that may give you strength in the other areas. And I hope you guys walked away with some inspirational here to see how many things she had to overcome to be where she is today. And we are perfect in a way, but we're not supposed to be perfect in everything, because we need to help each other and use each other's gifts. Thank you so much, Cynthia, again,
Thank
being on
you.
my show.
Thank you.
And I will see you soon. I didn't focus on my weaknesses. I focused on my strength, and I was able not only to lead myself, I was able to lead my team into success. Many people ask me, what do you mean by awakening the powerful leader within you? I have been leading myself and others for years. Well, I tell them, of course you have, but did you know that you have way more power than you can ever imagine? See, you and I, we were born with the capability to lead ourselves to live our purpose. Then life's challenges and obstacles come along and buries our capabilities. How do I know that? I know it because life happened to me. My question to you today is this: what are you creating?
Now, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I'm gonna download something.